my wife and I would go into certain friends' house and they would always have art posted up everywhere. And I would be like, man, I want to learn how to paint. Because I had never painted before. I was a sketch artist. I want to learn how to paint. I want to get back into art, And you know how it is when you always say what you're going to do, but you never do it. That's what I was doing at the time. Wife got tired of it. And for Father's Day 2013, she and my daughter purchased me some art supplies. And she said, I'm officially taking away your excuses for not creating. Still didn't do anything with the art supplies until that following month when she broke her wrist. She fell, broke her wrist. I got bored taking care of her. I'm in the house, she's in the back, drugged up, sleep most of the time because she was on medication, pain medication. Man, I pulled out those supplies, I started painting, and probably about the third paint, I was like, yo, I can really paint. I had no idea, so all of this time, I had that ability was there. I knew I can sketch, but I had no idea that I can actually paint and it can look like something. So at that time, I ran into a young lady by the name of Tracy Howell, who said, I'm having an event downtown at the Capital City Club called Artists on Tap. I want you to come and exhibit some of your work. I've been seeing the work that you've been doing. And I said, man, I'm a new painter. I got a few pieces, but exhibiting my work, maybe that's too soon. She said, man, just bring what you have. Oh, but I need a bio from you. I said, a bio? I said, look, I've been painting for 2 months. And so I said, you know what? That's my bio. I'm Kevin King. I've only been painting for 2 months. That did something for me when she provided that opportunity for me to be able to exhibit my work because it exposed me to other artists in the city. Nothing else appeared to be going on like that on the visual art scene in Montgomery. So as I started visiting other exhibits, other galleries, other art shows, whatever, museums, I didn't see any works by African Americans. I saw a few of us out there, but I saw this underground art scene of a lot of black artists, and I would hear about certain people, but they wouldn't be in any of these other spaces. And so I started the King's Canvas as a way to provide opportunity and access for underdeveloped and underexposed artists. Now, that's a lot of words, right? But I simply wanted to do what others had done for me. My wife said, Kevin, I'm taking away your excuses for not creating. So I said, how can I take away people's excuses for not creating? My wife bought me art supplies, gave them to me. So I'm gonna buy art supplies and I'm gonna give them away. I said, okay, I need to have a space to create inside of the community. And so we moved in here so people can have a conducive space to create. I went to a conference in Phoenix, Arizona that Art Place America had put on. And they started talking a lot about creative placemaking. A simple definition is giving the arts a seat at the table of the community and economic development discussion. I learned that the National Endowment of the Arts in 2009 had done a study, and they proved that in larger metropolitan areas who had just a tremendous amount of success economically, they directly attributed to the art community as being directly impacting just community and economic development. Just the arts overall, right? Not just visual arts, but the arts period. And so I said, yo, this is working all over the nation. And in major cities, how effective would these strategies be in a community like Washington Park? We ended up getting a grant from the State Arts Council and County Commissioner Rhonda Walker and Commissioner Winfred, Nathaniel Allen, and me. We painted the mural on the exterior wall outside, and it said, welcome to West Side Montgomery, because I had noticed that we didn't have any larger scale colorful murals welcoming people to the city like other major cities do. But I said, okay, this is done on the West Side, so I'm gonna tell people where they are, So welcome to West Side Montgomery, right? And so after we did that, September of 2020, actually during the pandemic is when it was finished. Started the pandemic, when it was finished. I started getting phone calls saying, Kevin, we want to use your space for an event. And I said, why? They said, well, we want to use the mural as a backdrop. So a vacant space that we eventually purchased, that's the King's Canvas, had no social or cultural value to anyone at the time. Nothing was done on that lot, right? We have a lot of lots in this community where houses are demolished. Nothing else happens, right? We don't use those lots for anything. You just try your best to keep them cut so you won't get a citation from the city. So we look at them as lots that used to have homes on them at one point. Lots that do have a story because there were families there, but we don't utilize the land. And so how can we activate these vacant spaces? Mural went up, we started having events. And people from the community not only came, but it ended up bringing together people from all over our city to come in our neighborhood. And so we've been just trying to support one another as a community, as a business community, as residents who live in the community or people who are from the community. We just try to work together to try to figure out how to make this area thrive again like it once did.